We are covering the critical topic of biohazard waste disposal for the phlebotomy exam. This area is guaranteed to show up on your test, often in the form of scenario-based questions that test your practical knowledge, not just textbook definitions. Let's start with the absolute basics of segregation. After a draw, you have a used needle, a blood-saturated gauze pad, and your gloves. The exam will test if you know precisely where each item goes. Needles, lancets, or any other contaminated item that can pierce the skin must go directly into a designated sharps container. These containers are rigid, puncture-resistant, leak-proof, and clearly labeled with the biohazard symbol. A common exam trap is a question that asks if a used needle can be placed in a red biohazard bag. The answer is always no. Red biohazard bags are only for non-sharp items, such as the blood-saturated gauze, contaminated gloves, or used plastic tubing. Another key distinction the exam will probe is the difference between trace contamination and bulk fluid waste. That gauze pad with a few drops of blood goes into the red bag. However, a suction canister filled with blood or a container of urine with visible blood is considered bulk fluid waste. This type of waste cannot simply be tossed into a red bag. It often requires solidification or must be placed in a secured, leak-proof container for special handling according to facility policy, which is aligned with state and federal regulations. Your responsibility doesn't end when the waste is in the bin. The phlebotomy exam will test your understanding of the regulatory side, specifically the cradle-to-grave concept established by the Resource Conservation and Recovery Act. This means the facility that generates the waste is legally responsible for it from its creation until its final destruction. This is managed using a tracking document, often called a manifest. This form is signed by each person who handles the waste, from your facility to the licensed, state-approved hauler who transports it, and finally to the treatment facility. You must know that you cannot use regular trash services for this type of material. An exam question might describe a situation where a new staff member suggests using a cheaper local disposal service. The correct action is to ensure they are a state-licensed medical waste hauler. To keep the two most common containers straight, use this mnemonic. Sharps, stay safe, red is for the rest. Sharps which are dangerous and can stick you must stay safe in the hard, puncture-proof container. The rest of the contaminated, non-sharp items go in the red bag. This simple phrase can help you correctly answer critical segregation questions under pressure. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.